So this video is the second part of doing basic analysis in LSDTopoTools. Once again, I'm going to use the Docker container. Start from scratch here once more just to see how quick you can do this. Okay, so the first thing you always do is you start the container. That'll be in your history, in your PowerShell or terminal window. If not, you can copy this line from the instructions. So I'm just going to start the container. And again, whenever you start the container, you need to run the little starting script. It'll grab the latest version of the code and compile it. If there's been no changes to the code, this will happen really quickly. And then you need to go to your data. So I'm just going to auto-complete all this stuff, and I'll go into the place where in the last video I downloaded the data. And you'll notice that I have a whole series of different driver files. So each one of these contains a different analysis that I can do in LSDTopoTools. And as I showed in the last video, you can have a look at what's in these files with a text editor. So let's have a look here. So these are your files in your host operating system. In my case, it's Windows. You can look at these in text editors here. So say if we go into the second one. So this was the first one. And all it did was write a hillshade. The second one will do some surface fitting. So it's going to do some slope, some aspect, some curvature, tangential curvature. So let's run that. All I need to do is go back into here, LSDTT basic metrics, and then I want to the second one. So I'll just run that, and that quite quickly goes through. So it's got a bunch of new rasters, and again I wanted the out files to be called WA second example, so I can in my QGIS, let's just refresh so all those things show up. So I can, the aspect one's a little bit messy, so I'll put the curvature, slope, tangential curvature, add these to the canvas. And basically you can see, so that's the curvature, that's the slope, that's tangential curvature. So basically it's just very quickly run through all these surface fitting metrics. Our surface fitting metrics are different to those in, say, ArcMap or QGIS. So in ArcMap and QGIS, you get a nearest neighbor approximation of surface metrics, which leads to a lot of noise. Ours fits a polynomial surface, and we've done that after lots and lots of testing. We think it's a better way to do it. So these examples are from the documentation. I'll go down, so it's in these basic analyses. So you can go through this, and basically I've just gone through this section. If I carry on doing this, I can just continue and get the third and fourth ones. So that one actually writes a flow routing algorithm. The fourth one does a chi analysis. You can read all about that in our documentation. And so each time you do this, it will add more rasters. So for example, this has added a channel network. It's added a drainage area. So you can add this, d infinity. So these are two drainage metrics. So that's steepest descent. This looks pretty similar, but this is a different algorithm for calculating drainage area. There are also channel network files in here, which are CSV files. So in this case, in QGIS, you can just add these layers. So in a text delimited layer, you can add these, and there's various ways of adding these, and I'm not going to do that right now because I'm going to do that in the next video. But it's very easy to go through a number of examples using these various driver files.